So that's what we're going to start to do today as we review the first two sections of the 40 form. Now, your first two lessons were just learning the steps of the 40 form. So now I want to review those movements, but add the idea of understanding, distinguishing your substantial and insubstantial. So we need to know that in Tai Chi to really understand how to keep ourselves balanced and to be moving with balance and grace. That idea of empty and full, which side of our body is substantial, which is full, which side is insubstantial or empty. So let's look at those first two sections of the 40 form in terms of that substantial and insubstantial change. The first thing I want to do, though, is let's do a little bit of chi walking, just to get it into your head of how we're going to do that, or what substantial and insubstantial really means. As you rock forward, you're just bringing a little bit of weight onto that leg, and you're testing the waters. And then as you bring all the weight onto that left leg, that right leg becomes completely empty, and you can choose to step forward with the right leg. Rocking forward, rocking back, now letting all the water flow out of this left leg into this right. Then we can choose to step forward with the left. Let's do a couple more steps. And I want you to really feel that substantial and insubstantial change. It does not have to be fast. You can feel that water emptying into the leg. Let this one filling up this leg and let this one become empty, and then stepping forward. You know, chi walking is a great way to practice just when you have a few moments in a day. Just walk down your hall and do a little bit of chi walking. That's a good way to remind your body that Tai Chi is an everyday event. So let's go back to the beginning part of that 40 form. First, I want you to stand nice and tall. Think about feeling the ground with your feet. Let your knees be nice and soft. Taking a good deep breath in. Now the weight, you can lower your center of gravity as you're breathing out. As the weight comes to the right, letting the left become empty, and then bringing your weight over to the left, and then centering yourself. At this point, your weight is centered. That's okay for preparation. But now at the beginning, we bring our weight to the left as we open up to the right and hold the ball to the right. And then we let all the weight come into the right, letting that left leg become empty so that it can step left into our left ward off. Then the weight comes all the way into that left, letting the right leg become empty so then we can step out into that ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. The weight comes back. Now it's not 100% insubstantial or substantial, but the weight is definitely back on our left as we roll back. Then as we rotate and press, the weight comes forward onto the right, bringing the weight back to begin our pushing chi, and then forward. Now the weight comes to the left, then back to the right, letting that left leg become completely empty so that we can settle into our single whip. Bringing the weight to the right, back to the left, let that right leg become empty for lifting hands. Now that right leg is empty. It's very easy now as we go into our white crane spreads its wings. We bring that right foot back. And then as we step, the right leg becomes full. And as we do our quarter turn, that left leg is now empty and our white crane spreads its wings. Continuing those arm circles, we're now going to step out with that empty leg, brush knee left. Rocking back. This is just like our chi walking, bringing the weight onto that left, choosing to step forward with the right. Then one more, stepping forward with the left. And then we're stepping up into our play the guitar. And again, our left foot is empty. Remember that toe is up. Then as we turn into our deflect, intercept, and punch, making our right hand into a fist, we bring all that weight onto the left so that we can step forward with the right. Let that left leg become empty, centering it here, and then stepping out, the weight comes to the left with that punch. And then we can rock back into our pushing chi, turning towards the front, and then holding that ball to the left. Now remember, this is the end of the first section. Now we're going to move into that second section. Right now that right leg is empty because it's going to step back on the diagonal as we turn into our slant flying. Then as we turn back over our left shoulder, the weight comes to the left. Then the weight comes back to the right, allowing that left leg to step back. And then as we turn into our fist under the elbow, the weight comes to the left. Allow that right leg to become completely empty, circling that right hand around. And now the right leg fills and the left leg becomes empty, which is good because now we need that left leg to step back for repulse the monkey. Stepping back, allowing all that water to flow into the left leg. The right leg becomes empty. Stepping back. Again, thinking about that substantial and insubstantial change. One more step. And we turn towards this front mirror. Remember, this is a danger point. We bring our weight back to the left and hold that ball to the left. So that's the first two sections that, if you think about just one of the underlying principles, applying that substantial and insubstantial, distinguishing between substantial and insubstantial, you can practice now and add that layer of, am I really aware of my substantial and insubstantial? And when we do this, it actually starts to feed into some of the other underlying principles, such as, are my columns intact? Are my shoulders in harmony with my hips? Do I feel like the crown of my head, I'm suspended from the crown of my head, which does allow that body to be in a natural alignment? Am I rooted and grounded? All of this starts to come into play because truly the underlying principles are not separate things. They all come together in a ball to help you get the benefits of Tai Chi. So let's do those first two sections again, thinking about definitely substantial and insubstantial, but also kind of in the back of your mind, think about, am I suspended from the crown of my head? Are my shoulders and hips in harmony? Do I feel the ground? Do I have solid stances? All of that starts to come together. So taking a nice deep breath in, breathe it out, sinking down. And open. Preparation. The weight comes to the left as you open to the right, holding that ball to the right. Step forward with a left ward off. Bringing that right foot up and then stepping out, ward off. Grasp the bird's tail. Roll back. rotate and press, pushing chi. Bringing your weight over to the left, back to the right, forming a bird's beak, and settle into your single whip. Bringing your weight to the right, back to the left, come into your lifting hands. And now white crane spreads its wings. Left leg is empty. Brush knee left. Brush knee right. Brush knee left. Stepping up into play the guitar. Turning and then stepping out, deflect, intercept and punch, pushing chi. Turning to the front, bringing your weight to the right, then back to the left, and then stepping on the diagonal, slant, flying. Turning to the front, your weight's on the left, then it comes back to the right, turning over that left shoulder, fist under the elbow. Repulse the monkey, 4 steps. Turning to the front and then bringing your weight back to the left, holding that ball. Practicing those first 2 sections, thinking about how to apply those underlying principles will help you not only memorize this new sequence, but it will also kickstart getting the benefits not only of the brain functioning, but also that balance improvement with Tai Chi. We'll move on.